How's it going, everybody? It's the TCT President Josh Bailey. Welcome to the Champions Table on this wonderful April the 1st, 2026. I cannot believe how quick we are already moving through 2026. It seemed like it took forever to get to the first tournament of the year. And then as soon as we hit, boom, now it feels like it's just flying, flying, flying. So as you guys join me on here today, drop the karate gi emoji in the chat so I know you guys are here. And if you have any questions for me as we go along, throw them in the comment section and I will get to them. So first, I want to show you guys what I've got up back here. The TCT, the Competitors Tour banner. So this is a 7-foot by 7-foot banner. It is from Silver Silk. And if you are a martial arts school owner, you probably know who they are. Now, a lot of the TCT uh, teams, schools use Silver Silk for their sparring uniforms or even just regular school uniforms, making sure everything looks good here. Yep, everything's good, ready to go. First comment, Ashley Bailey. Hello, Miss Ashley Bailey, my fellow tournament promoter. She, just to start off with, this tournament that we just did, she was a key player in making this tournament happen. She was nonstop behind the scenes, talking to people and arranging things and dealing with me and the stress from getting the tournament ready as well. But there's no other person I would be wanting by my side doing this tournament dance. And she's excited for this season. I'm excited for this season. And it was a great first outing for all the competition and for just the vibe that we were trying to set off with TCT first tournament of the year. Now, what I have on is the TCT judges polos. It's got the diamond right here. It's got the American flag on this side. Silver Silk sponsored these polos for us. Okay, so they are official sponsor of the TCT, the Competitors Tour. Okay, so this is very, very comfortable, by the way. If you ever have had Silver Silk polos in the past, they have not always been my favorite. I wear them. I like them. They're athletic, but this one is very much stretchy compared to the other polos from the past. Very airy and breathable, so it's very comfortable. Judges, you get this when you show up to judge at a TCT event. Also has some other special surprises that came in for the promoters. I've got a gift for the promoters when they come to the next tournament. So that's going to be fun. I'll give you a sneak peek here in a minute of what that is. So at the Great Southeast Martial Arts Open, I've got some things to share with you guys tonight. But before we get that going, let's go ahead and talk about the big TCT free entry, how you can win the free entry to every TCT event. Now, I know a lot of people were thinking this is going to be an April Fool's prank, but April Fool's, it's not. You can really get free entry to TCT events if you're 18 years old and older, a black belt, and you're willing to judge for us. Judges, you get to come in free. And you get an official polo. Okay, so that's 2 giveaways in one. So not April Fools, but kind of April Fools. It was clickbait to get you to join in on the live. But again, hope you guys are having an excellent night. So let's kickstart off this review with what just happened. You should be able to see, oh, entire screen. Maybe. Here we go. We're going to start off with the, wait a second. I'm just checking it, make sure it's showing up on, okay, it's not showing up. Technical difficulties. Now you should see it. I got a delay in what I see, so just one moment. Okay. Not wanting to show up like it's supposed to. But what I can do, instead of you guys getting to see it, I will just read it aloud to you and let you guys hear the review. All right, let's go back to just the camera. Bam. Okay. So, real quick, starting off, I want to say a big shout out and thank you to all the teams, school owners that came and supported the Great Southeast Martial Arts Open. Now, this question came up, and I didn't know really exactly the best way to answer it because someone asked me um, what year this was of the Great Southeast. And I was like, well, that's a tricky situation because my tournament, when I started in 2017, was the Hub City Classics. 2018, Hub City Classics. 2019, Hub City Classics. Nothing in 2020. Nothing in 2021. Thanks, COVID. 2022 was the fourth year of Hub City Classics. 2023 was the Great Southeast. 2024 was the Great Southeast. 2025 was the Great Southeast. Now 2026 is the Great Southeast. So 17, 18, 19, 17, 18, 19, and then 22, and then 23, 24, 25, 26. So this is technically my eighth year, my eighth tournament being a promoter. But however, the Great Southeast was my instructors, Coach Rick and Coach Nikki Lee. This was their tournament back in the 90s. So throughout the 90s, they had the Great Southeast, and I'm pretty sure the last one was 2005. So I think it was 11 or 12 in a row of those. What's up, Mr. Caleb Addison? How's it going, Mr. Sam Gonzalez? It is going super fantastic. That's one of the callbacks I make to students say every single class. They line up, say, how are we doing today? Everybody has to say, super fantastic, sir. Just to get into that black belt excellence mindset. Because even if I tell them, even if you're having a poopy day, when you get on the mat, it's time to have a super fantastic time during karate class. Now, the participants from the Great Southeast, we had 289 competitors, and which fell short. I wanted to break 300 again this year. Technically, last year, I think we were at right around the same number, but registered was over 300. I actually no over registered 300 this time too, but we had some no check-ins that happened. But so let's go over the 289. We had 289 participants and 888 entries. So if you're not sure what that means, so if I entered 4 divisions, it counts me as 4 entries. That's technically I'm taking up 4 competitor slots and 4 potential medals in those divisions. So that is what the entries mean. So 888 entries. It's a lot of divisions, a lot of people going on the mat, and it was really cool energy. The one thing, a couple of times, it kind of startled me a little bit. How loud people were getting and getting behind everybody that was competing. I was like, oh, what's going on over there in that ring? Oh no, nothing. competition. They're excited. They're having fun. It was great. It was an awesome experience. Now, the top school, the top team that showed up with the most participants, most competitors, had 38 competitors from South Carolina, was the Karate Dojo. And a close second place was FSK Floyd Sport Karate, Mr. Terry Floyd and Miss Ashley Floyd with 37 competitors. So I am very proud of this next statement. Spartanburg Martial Arts was the third top school. Now I know you're thinking, well, it's your tournament. Your school's supposed to be. So over the last few years, I've been trying to slow grow our competition team. Last year, I took anywhere from 12 to 15, maybe 17 students to tournaments. And then this year, just a boom happened and ended up with 29 competitors from Team SMA. We had 29 from Alejandro, from Edwin and Audrey, one of my karate mentors, Mr. Edwin Alejandro, and Mr. Corky Sykes had 27 from Team Strike Force. Pageland came in with 13. Hub City Martial Arts, one of my black belts and black belt brothers for life, Joseph Brackett had 12. The Team Victory, the Addisons had 12. ASK, Miss Natalie Allen, one of our promoters, had 12. Mr. Duval Davis from up in Virginia brought 11 students down with him. And I was super excited to see him. I didn't get to speak to Mr. Duval Davis as much as I wanted to. If you have TikTok, go follow him on TikTok. You won't be disappointed. Now, GBK had 9. Team Columbia had 9. Rising Star Martial Arts. Rising Star Martial Arts. You ready? 6 competitors. You're thinking, oh, 6 competitors. No. From Ohio. They came all the way from Ohio to compete in the TCT. Okay? And we love the Fishers. Okay? The Fishers are awesome judges, awesome competitors, just awesome human beings. Okay? It was a great weekend. So real quick, ready? Thank you to the Karate Dojo, Floyd Sport Karate, Spartanburg Martial Arts, Alejandro Modern Martial Arts Academy, Team Strike Force, Pageland Martial Arts, Hub City Martial Arts, Victory Competition Team, Allen Sport Karate, Super Kicks, Team Columbia, GBK, Rising Star Martial Arts, Hickory Academy of Martial Arts, my friend Joshua Page, Family Forge Martial Arts, Kenakai with the Mr. Chopper White, Sun and Moon, Kicking Kids with my main man, Coach Koosh, and Mountain View Karate with the one and only Doug Armstrong, Carter Karate, Mr. Daryl Carter, Danny Antone's Martial Arts Academy, Mr. Danny, a legend in himself, Cosby Karate Academy, Sam Chapman's American Karate, one of the most senior black belts in South Carolina, Premier Martial Arts, Capital Karate, Jimmy Fowler's Revolution Martial Arts by the way of the Gifted Warriors of Mr. Mike Darcy, Carolina Copperheads Martial Arts, Team Blitz, Jason Academy of Martial Arts, Carolina Karate, Scott's American Martial Arts, and Common Ground Martial Arts. Thank you guys for showing up and showing out at the Great Southeast 2026. Now, something that I took the time to do that also would be part of the recap. I'm going to post images of these. I've got a list of all the Great Southeast 2026 Black Belt Division winners, our Black Belt Grands winners, our Underbelt Division winners, our Underbelt Grands winners, and something that we have for the first time ever with 29 competitors that entered into continuous sparring. We have the continuous sparring winners. The 8 and 9 continuous sparring winner, Mr. Isaac Braverman. 8 and 9 female continuous sparring, Miss Brianna Covington. 10 and 11 was Landon Greenleaf. 12 to 14 open rank continuous sparring, Mr. Atlee Mohawk Holmes. And 15 to 17 continuous was Mr. William Newman. And the 18 plus open rank continuous sparring division winner was Mr. Judson Holly, the birthday boy. had a birthday fight and was smiling the whole time he was fighting. It was great to see some continuous action. I made some notes. I watched those divisions very closely. I talked to some of the coaches, some of the uh, competitors, the parents that were surrounding those rings, watching it, asking them their thoughts, what they thought about it, what their opinions were on the growth and the continuation of continuous sparring in our circuit down the road. I talked to Mr. Magic Johnson about his advice on improving and enhancing the judging and scorekeeping of continuous sparring and how that can be done more efficiently down the road. So I want to recognize now our 2026 Underbelt Grand Champions. So I broke this up into 7 different categories. We had the 9 and under novice forms and weapons grand champion was James Clark. The 13 and under intermediate forms and weapons grand champion was Micah Tandy, and was an incredible performance. The 13 and under advanced forms and weapons was Banks from Team Strike Force. We had 10 to 17 novice forms and weapons grand champ, Miss Lily. And this, I'm going to give her an extra shout out because I checked her in that morning and she was so excited to be at a karate tournament. Not only did she win the 10 to 17 novice grands, this was also her very first tournament ever. And she was awesome. The 14 to 17-year-old intermediate to advanced grand champion was Mr. Mason Roberts. 18 and over underbelt weapons, forms and weapons champion was Mr. Ashton and from Team Strike Force. And 35 and over underbelt grand champ was Mr. Mike Fuller from Ohio. And yes, you brought Mr. Phil said he brought Caleb. That counts for something for sure. Now, we need executive men's continuous. I absolutely agree. Now, one of the things that I talked about with several people, so continuous sparring until it's a sanctioned division, we can kind of move around and play around with some of the age brackets and the belts and the weights. So down the road, if this became a full-blown TCT ranking division where you can win a continuous sparring championship at the end of the year, then yes, we would need more divisions, more age bracket, or the age brackets are actually pretty decent. I like that. Weight classes. Now, one of the big suggestions that I kind of liked, instead of trying to add 15 to 20 more divisions of continuous sparring, have underbelt ranking, underbelt open rank. So all underbelt, continuous sparring, no belts worn in the division, and age brackets. Then when you get the black belts, just like it's done in the black belt divisions right now, age and weight classes. And definitely, I think there was several 35 plus that I talked to that if we had a 35 plus continuous sparring division, they would have entered it too. Now, and I get that because when I was wanting to compete again and I was 34, I didn't want to jump in there with the fresh 18-year-olds, even in the weapons division. So I had to go against Jack Sykes in the 18 plus weapons division. So, I hung in there with him. He got first, I got second, won 100 of the point kind of thing. But, at the end of the day, that new wave, that's a new generation of talent. And those guys that are in that 18 to even 25, 29, and maybe we switch our TCT divisions to 30 plus instead of 35 plus, because I felt it. I feel the pain of the competing against a fresh 18 and you're 34 and you're kind of waiting, your knees are wanting to go up into the 35 plus division. Now, we had quite a few people that enjoyed the continuous element of sparring. I really enjoyed the ring setup this time, where we had two rings kind of surrounded. Now, the one thing that um, on me that I wish I would have prepared a little bit better for would be the more security during sparring. I had my security team uh, told, they have to have passes to come in, like the manager's pass, the coach's pass, and they checked. That was one of the things I could do was, observe and make sure everything was, going with the flow the right way. But the problem that I saw with that, the crowd control, was they had their passes, they got in, and they stayed in. Okay. So me, common courtesy, what I would do and what I tell my team, if you're not competing, be on the sideline. If you're not competing and you're wanting to cheer someone on, be on the sideline. But as soon as you're done cheering on your competitor, move back, move back, move away from it, and let the next person come up. That way I can jump in. What's the next TCT event? Just a moment. I'm getting there. Hey, I promise. Hey, I got you. So right here, Mr. Phil Addison. If I had to fight bracket, I would. Yes, I agree. I love getting to spar with him when I can, and he's that man's leg is it's there. whether you think you slid back enough or not, he's coming after you. Now, uh, the the security thing, I think, right now the policy is if you have a manager's pass, you can come in during forms and weapons to help manage getting your students from the ring to ring, making sure they're there, making sure the music's ready, that kind of thing. During sparring, anybody with the coach's band and the manager's pass gets to come in. But the issue is we're overcrowding the scorekeeper area, we're overcrowding the middle. So with the setup that I had with the convention center setup, and the next tournament is going to have the same kind of convention center setup. We have the freedom of more space to allow people to kind of linger and hang out and stand, where it's not being a vision blocker or a traffic blocker. Okay, so the main two things are safety for the competitors if we need to get a medic in and out quickly, and safety for the competitors competing so they're not getting jammed up, feel like they're being trapped into the ring, and also for spectator experience. If I'm trying to watch somebody and there's people standing in front of the guardrail or people standing on the sides of the rings and I'm on the side of the ring, that's a vision blocker, and that's kind of taken away from the experience of the spectator being able to watch the tournament. Now, with the kind of the basketball gym floor model, if we're running 6x6 and 5x5s, or even all 6x6 rings, then that's going to make the aisleways wide enough for traffic to flow, but not wide enough for people to stand and hang out in between divisions, and even when there's no divisions that they're currently spectating. So, just as a courtesy, kind of a rule of thumb here, if you don't have a competitor actively sparring in a division, or you are coaching these two people, don't have the other three coaches from your team and some other competitors from the other divisions all kind of centered, standing, and right beside the scorekeeper, or even on the sides where someone's watching and trying to spectate. Now, of course, if you're the next person sparring, be up towards the back of the ring, warming up, stretching. That's absolutely fine. But if you're not up next and you're not up currently, or this is not even your division, we need to kind of clear the space out so that way everything can flow as easy as possible and as smooth as possible. Now, there's a couple other notes that I made about some uh, just some general things that I think we can improve on with quality of time, time management. I think the way it ran and the way it went was awesome. There's always room for improvement. Going to improve it for next year, absolutely. But the what I think we did very well was the way I grouped the rings. Since it was a 2-day tournament, ended up we only ran 6 rings. I had 8 rings, had the setup and everything ready to go if I needed to create those 2 rings to relieve some other ones. But it was real easy to move the divisions over that needed to be moved over when we needed to, and it ran. The judges were awesome. Okay, I didn't have many complaints about judges. And if you are a promoter, if you're a coordinator, if you're involved with TCT or any other, really any tournament circuit, that's a complaint that is always one of the first things I hear was, well, this guy in ring 3 or this judge over here didn't like so and so, or they just kept giving the lowest score possible to these people, and that didn't happen this time. Now, there's always going to be some disagreements. There's always going to be, I think first place, this one thinks third place, and they always sort themselves out. Now, we ended up having some ties, some true ties, and we talked about it in the judges meeting from Friday to Saturday on how to make sure we can alleviate that. Uh, Making sure that we give those golden scores 9, 8, 7, and 6 to only one of the competitors, because we do get to watch the entire division before we score them. But overall, I was very satisfied with the event. I was very satisfied with the turnout. Got some internal things that I want to go over with the fellow promoters, and we're going to have our next TCT promoters meeting coming up soon, probably next week, and that way we can recap my tournament and also prepare for the Southern Showdown, which is going to be Pastor Phil and Mr. Caleb Addison, the TCT directors tournament. The Southern Showdown, April 25th in Hickory, North Carolina at the Hickory Metro Center. It is going to be a fantastic event. Mr. Caleb Addison and I talk almost on a daily basis and for long periods at a time. And it always starts out very productive talking about the tournament. And then we get sidetracked and talk about all kinds of things. But the amount of work that Caleb Addison has put into the growth of TCT without kind of demanding the microphone to be in front of and demanding flowers thrown to him. He has put in a lot of work, and it shows. It shows when we're at an event. If I got something going on that I've got to attend to, he's already on top of the other 3, 4, 5 things that needs attention to immediately. So I'm very, very excited to have him right by my side as the TCT director. And now, the next thing on the agenda is this Southern Showdown. The speech impediment was kicking in there. Now, the Hickory Metro Center on Saturday, April 25th. Now, they are going to have, and we're going to talk about this coming up very soon with the Addisons, they're going to have braking divisions. They're going to have power braking divisions, specialty power braking divisions, downward arm concrete. This is for 18 plus only. They get to break concrete slabs with a single arm vertical downward strike. How many slabs you break on one strike? You get one strike and one strike only. So you better make it count. These are concrete slabs that are going to be purchased through Uventex. You can purchase it right now live on their registration page. And then we're having another specialty power braking division, which is a 3-directional board. Pow, pow, yeah. Okay? Wooden boards broken with one strike to both sides and one downward strike down the middle. However many you break. If you break the most, you win. If a competitor breaks 12 out of 13, they would win over a competitor who broke 12 out of 15. That goes into percentage. Okay? The percentage. The competitor who hit the largest number first wins. So I'm going to let Mr. Addison talk about that on the interview show. But one thing that's really awesome, and I'm looking at it on it right now, if you go to the Southern Showdown event page, they have taken the time to post the reigning champions. I got Lainey Pennas pulled up right now. She was the 2025 18 plus traditional forms weapons grand champion. Now, scroll down just a little bit more. Black belt meeting starts at 8:30 a.m. on Saturday. 8:30 a.m. Tournament starts at 9:30. Breaking starts at 2. That was on one of the posts back in January. Now, of course, karate time changes. Registration opens at 4 on Friday. I'll let him talk about the early registration. New location, it is at the Hickory Metro Center. Jam-packed. There's hotels right around it. The tournament hotel, the Best Western, is right there. And the Ironman Challenge is awesome. They're giving out thousands in cash prizes. They've got some really cool grands prizes. I'll let them talk about that on the interview pre-show. So that is what is next for TCT, the Southern Showdown, April 25th. Make sure you guys pre-register now. Registration is live on uventex.com. So, if you guys have any questions about competition, judges, scores, anything, you can drop them down here. I'll be on here for just a few more minutes tonight. I'm going to head out. Still at the dojo hanging out. Finished up classes today. Did a little fun and fitness this week with them. I told them it was fun and fitness week. They're going to do fitness, and it's going to be fun for me to watch them. But loved from a coach's point of view how you started the day with youth divisions first and finished. Not only did it get the young kids as well as the parents in and out of the door, not stuck at the venue all day, but gave adult competitors that are coaches a chance to actually coach their kids without worrying to be standing by the ring across the venue. That was from Mr. Jack Sykes. Jack, you looked phenomenal this weekend. Or not this weekend, the past weekend. Your routines were amazing as always. Intensity was awesome. And the shirtless Jack, the ripped Jack, looked awesome out there on the mat, sir. Keep doing your thing. I am, and you keep doing yours because we want to watch it. Hey, seeing you go from the little kid to the grown man that's out there making a name for himself everywhere across the country, very proud of you, sir. You will see a few Army Strong members, maybe someone particular from Florida. Mr. Sam Gonzalez, I like the way you think. Now, so our efforts and our energy is into growing our league, growing our circuit, reaching the new competitors from other areas, bringing in new tournaments. So already we've had one tournament, and since then, and even before then, we have had 3, possibly 4 people that have reached out and talked to us about being very interested in joining in on TCT 2027. So we're going to grow, and we're going to keep growing, and we're going to become one of the top circuits of the country. And I say that not disrespectfully, but humbly. Okay? We are ready to grow. We are ready to show why TCT is that family core structured circuit that right now I talked with one of my mentors, Corky Sykes. TCT is a regional circuit right now. Now, we do have some of those outliers where we stretch out to some competitors from Florida, some from Virginia, some from Tennessee, some from Ohio. Okay, that was all at the tournament past weekend. So we do have a pretty far stretch so far, but we're going to keep growing. Okay, very transparent on how we do things. Okay, very, we stand firm in our policies and our beliefs. We are family core valued martial arts tournament circuit. And one of the things that me and Mr. Sykes talked about was growing our competitors, growing TCT competitors to go to other, maybe considered right now, higher level circuits and make a name for themselves there. And if they go there and they do well, they come back home and they keep competing. If they go there and they're not quite ready to shine yet, they come back to TCT. They come back and grow even more. And absolutely. Woohoo! Miss Rissa. Absolutely. So awesome. I love to hear it. Love to see you at the next one too. Ready to go, ready to grow. I don't rhyme all the time, but when I do, it's true. Now, Mr. Sam, again, yeah, sorry. Wow. There's the speech impediment again. Sam Gonzalez, I'll be reaching out to you, sir. Now, we as TCT are committed to black belt excellence in every aspect of the tournament: scorekeeping, judging, coordinating, the overall flow and vibe, the experience of the spectator, the experience of the coach, the experience of the competitor. The competition was strong. I told you guys that the black belt youth division was going to be one to watch, and it was one to watch. It was fantastic. We did split several divisions that were in the 7 and under novice divisions, had more than 12, had 18 in some of them. So those divisions get split. If it goes over 12, we split it. So yep, I'm about to say it. If it's 13 competitors, it gets split into a 6 and a 7 division. And it's a random split, automatically splits them, and both winners get points for that division. So, guys, thank you for tuning in tonight. One of the things that people told me was we love watching your live videos. We love the information. We love the Q&A. We love you guys, being so transparent and being on here talking with us and explaining things thorough. But you get a little thorough. So my last live was an hour and 30 something minutes. Tonight, 38. Okay, lot quicker this night. Caleb, I'm telling you. So thank you guys. I'm excited to see what's going to happen at the Southern Showdown. Me and Mr. Caleb Addison will be back on here. That's right, Mr. Mark Harley with Black Belt Excellence. Now, we will be back on here again very soon doing some interviews with him and getting everyone's some information on the breaking divisions, information on just the general flow of the tournament, what his lookout is looking like, what his expectations of the event is going to be. I'm excited to talk with all the TCT promoters and just get everybody on board and on track. Sir, we have another call to get on. Yes, we do. We have a very important phone call that's about to happen, and this is not an April Fool's joke. It is how we're going to grow and continue to grow and lead and show why TCT leads with black belt excellence. Guys, Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next time at the Champions Table.